Hi friends, hello. Very good morning to everyone. Welcome to our channel, The Voice of Nurse. Today we are going to discuss a continuous topic from the previous classes model paper for 2023 regarding staff nurses. This is set 5. We are already discussed part 1 and part 2 related to the set 5 model paper. In part 1 we discussed related to the 1 to 20 questions in detail. We already discussed in part 1 related to the model paper of set 5 20 questions we already discussed in part 1. Part 2 30 questions we already discussed from the 21 to 50 questions, means almost part 1 and part 2 we finished 50 questions of model paper related to this fifth set of model paper. We already discussed till now we finished 50 questions related to the model paper set 5. Today's class we are going to discuss from the continuous topic from the previous classes, that model paper 5 and question number 51 to further question we are going to discuss in today's class. Today we are going to discuss part 3. Before moving on to today's class, a small request friends. Anybody here new to this channel, please subscribe my channel, click on the bell icon for further notification. If you are subscribe my channel, please click on the bell icon. You will get a notification like when I will upload a video, then you will get a notification. No need of waiting for the video. If you like a content, please give a like and share the video to your friends. Let's move on to today's topic part 3 related to the model paper for set 5 of model paper. But before today's class, a small information to all my dear friends and viewers. The information is very important topics related to the nursing subjects, especially MHSRB point of view. I will give a 50 topics related to the nursing. We are having only short period of time, 10 days only is there. That's why I am giving 50 topics related to the nursing along with these MCQs. You people have to prepare these topics also. Just check it once you people are prepared or not. Today by evening 6 o'clock, 5 to 6 o'clock between, I will give a clarification about the video. I will upload a video related to the very important topics today by evening. Please check it once friends. Let's move on to today's class part 3. Today we are going to discuss from the 51 question to 70 questions. 51 question. In which type of malaria pernicious manifestations are seen? Here, which type of malaria having pernicious manifestations are seen? Which of the following options? We will see here options. Option A, Plasmodium viva. Option B, Plasmodium malaria. Option C, Plasmodium ovale. Option D, Plasmodium falciparum. What is malaria? Malaria is also called as Plasmodium infection, a disease caused by a Plasmodium parasite transmitted by the bite of infected mosquitoes. The severity of malaria varies based on the species of Plasmodium. What is meant by malaria pernicious manifestations? The pernicious manifestations means here pernicious malaria is a grave form of chronic malaria. Existing cause is Plasmodium malaria. It always occurs in patients who gave a definite history of previous malaria attacks or in those who have resided for the time in regions where malaria pre. The malignant pernicious malaria is always caused by Plasmodium falciparum and characterized by manifestation it also called malignant malaria. So here the type of malaria pernicious manifestations are seen in Plasmodium falciparum. Plasmodia are protozoa only the species Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria and Plasmodium ovale, usually infectious for the humans. Of these, Plasmodium falciparum is the most dangerous. All 4 species of malaria can cause early or prodromal flu-like symptoms such as headache, slight fever, muscle pain and nausea, which coincident with increasing numbers of parasite in the bloodstream. Plasmodium falciparum is the responsible for more deaths. Plasmodium vivax is the most widespread of all malaria species. Here in this option D is the correct answer. The first symptoms of malaria common to all different malaria species are non-specific and mimic flu-like symptoms. Malaria is the major cause of anemia in tropical areas. Malaria infection causes the hemolysis also. The criteria for the severe vivax malaria are same as for adults. Here in these options, option D is the correct answer. Plasmodium falciparum is the correct answer. Here next we will move on to question number 52. Initial nursing assessment of an infant suffering with acute diarrhea and dehydration reveals. Here what is the initial nursing assessment for the infant? Infant is suffering with acute diarrhea and dehydration. It relieves. We will see here options. First option is skin turgor. Option B low hematocrit. Option C bulging fontanella. Option D weight gain. The physical examination of the patients with acute diarrhea shows signs of dehydration, means dry mouth and tongue, sunken eyes, sunken anterior fontanella, poor skin, turgor, hypotension, altered consciousness, absence of tears, abdominal tenderness and distension, increased peristaltic activity, perineal arrhythmia. Replacement helps the child's recovery, reduces the duration and severity of the episodes, and lowers the incidence of diarrhea in the following of 2 to 3 months. Zinc. Give zinc supplementation. Advice to mother. Diet in a zinc food. Here skin turgor. The initial nursing assessment of an infant suffering with acute diarrhea and dehydration reveals the skin turgor. Skin turgor means skin's elasticity, nothing but skin elasticity. It is the ability of skin to change shape and return to normal. Skin turgor is the skin elasticity. It is the ability of skin change shape and return to the normal. Turgor was considered normal if the time for the skin to return hands was less than 2 seconds and considered decreased if 2 seconds. The pressure potential. What is positive turgor? Means positive pressure inside cells contained by the cell wall, producing turgor pressure in the plants. Turgor pressure ensures plant can maintain its shape. Poor skin turgor occurs with vomiting, diarrhea or fever. The skin is very slow to return to normal or skin tenses up during the check. This can indicate severe dehydration that needs quick treatment. Assessment of the child with diarrhea. We have to ask, look, offer, pinch. So this is the method of the assessment of the diarrhea child. Not only child, we can assess diarrhea in ask, look, offer, pinch. Ask about any related to the diarrhea history. Look for child general condition. Offer child related to the fluids, and pinch the skin of the abdomen. This is the assessment for the diarrhea cases. Here initial nursing assessment of the infant suffering with acute diarrhea and dehydration reveals. Here option A is the correct answer, skin turgor. Next we will move on to question number 53. Japanese B encephalitis is transmitted by. Japanese B encephalitis is transmitted by. We will see here options. Option A Aedes, option B ticks, option C Culex pernicious, option D sandfly. Japanese encephalitis disease is in India and affects children more often than adults. The disease is maintained in water birds and transmitted by the Culex mosquito. Here anyone have any doubt related to the Japanese B encephalitis? Means nothing but the virus was named Japanese B encephalitis virus after its association with the summer type or type B encephalitis. Japanese encephalitis virus is transmitted in humans via bite infected Culex mosquito. Nothing but Japanese encephalitis only here. Japanese encephalitis virus A flavivirus is closely related to West Nile and Louis encephalitis viruses. Japanese encephalitis virus is transmitted to humans through the bite of infected Culex species mosquitoes, particularly Culex Tritanirochinches. So here option C, Culex tritanirochinches is the correct answer. Japanese B encephalitis is transmitted by the Culex tritanirochinches. Here option C is the correct answer. We will see left options also related to the Aedes, ticks and sandfly. What is meant by these options? Option A, Aedes. Yellow fever found in Africa and Latin America. Yellow fever is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Symptoms of yellow fever can include fever, headache, muscle and back pain, lack of appetite and vomiting. Yellow fever can be fatal. This is the meaning for the Aedes. Next we will see ticks. Ticks is the one of the often harmless and don't cause any symptoms. However, ticks can be cause allergic reaction and certain ticks can pass diseases on to humans and pets when they bite. Next option D, sandfly. What is meant by sandfly? Sandfly or sand fly is colloquial name for any species or genus flying, biting, blood sucking, diaphragmatic fly encountered in sandy areas. Sandflies are small, a body size of about 3 mm in length is typical for many species, which aid them in escaping notice. Sandflies only about the 3 mm long and are golden or brownish in colored. So here option C is the correct answer. Japanese encephalitis is transmitted by the Culex. Option C. Next we will move on to question number 54. In man, thickest skin is found in human beings. What is the thickest skin is found in which portion? We will see here option. Option A, thigh. Option B, palm. Option C, thumbs. Option D, sole. The thick skin is present on the soles of the feet and palms of the hands. This is because these areas receive more friction than other areas of the body, and thicker skin helps to protect from the potential damage. The epidermis of thick skin can be up to 1.5 m. Epidermis varies in the thickness throughout the body depending upon mainly on frictional forces and is thickest on the palms of the hands and soles of the feet, and thinnest, here thickest skin is present at the soles of the feet and palms of the hands. Where is the thinnest skin is found means we will get in question in the exams, means the thinnest in the skin is present in the face, eyelids and genitalia. Skin is thickest on the sole of the feet and palms of the hands. The thick skin have 5 layers of the epidermis in comparison to the other body skin area. Skin has 3 main layers. We know about that: epidermis and dermis and hypodermis. Thickest skin is found in these places: sole and the palms of the hands. We are having 5 layers. 54th question is the severity question. Depending upon the severity, we have to choose a answer. So here we are having palm and sole. In man, thickest skin is found in option B and D also. But here the severity, depending upon severity means here option D, sole is the severity, because comparing to palm, sole is the most thickest skin is present in the sole. So here sole is the correct answer. In man, the thickest skin is found in sole and palm. But here severity means option D is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 55. The first genetic material was likely. What is the first genetic material? We will see here options. Option A, DNA polymer. Option B, DNA oligonucleotide. Option C, RNA polymer. Option D, protein. DNA is the hereditary material in humans and almost all of the organisms. Most DNAs is located in the cell nucleus, but a small amount of DNA can also found in the mitochondria. DNA contains the code for building and maintaining organisms. DNA is not a genetic material, but RNA. First genetic material was RNA is the correct answer. Here we will see clearly detail about genetic material of RNA. The genetic material was RNA, as there is evidence that suggests essential life processes evolved around and from RNA, such as metabolism, translation, slicing, etc. RNA also used to act as a catalyst and a genetic material in living system in important biochemical reactions. RNA is the first genetic materials in the cells because RNA is capable of both storing genetic information and catalyzing chemical reactions. Essential life processes like metabolism, translation, and splicing, etc., evolved around the RNA. According to the hypothesis, RNA stored both genetic information and catalyzed the chemical reactions in primitive cells. Here, option C is the correct answer. First genetic material was likely RNA polymer. RNA was the first genetic molecule. Experiments in 1960s showed that messenger's RNA has ability to store genetic information while important in the biochemical reactions also. So here in these options, option C is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 56. When a drug is to be given at bedtime, which of the following coded instruction is used in doctor's prescription? In doctor's prescription we will see so many medical terms like HS, BD, OD, TID, BID. These like prescription we already seen, these are the codes, but here in this question, when a drug is to be given at bedtime, which of the following coded instructions is used in the doctor prescription? Means this is the easy question only, no tough question, easiest question. We will see first options. Option A AC, option B HS, option C SOS, option D OD. Here nothing but HS is the correct answer. HS is medical abbreviation in medical terms. HS means hora somni, take at bedtime, meaning for the take at bedtime. HS means hora somni, take at bedtime. Here option B is the correct answer. Common Latin prescription. The word means HS, hora somni means at bedtime. This provided as an abbreviation to signal to the patient that the medication should be taken at bedtime. HS stands for the at bedtime. It often used in medication dosing instructions to indicate that the medication should be taken at the time of the person as per the doctor's prescription. We will see left options also. Here option A AC means before, means AC means anti-symbum. The term means medical term means before meals. AC abbreviation and prescription meaning before meals from the Latin word anti-symbum. Before the meals we have to administer the medication. Next option C SOS. SOS means if occasion required, if it is necessary, we have to take a medicine as for the doctor's advice. SO is derived from the Latin language which means see opposite. See opposite. The medical term means when the tablet or the medication are required, that time we have to. Next option D OD. OD means once daily, nothing but once daily or right eye. In cases we are seeing BID means 2 times or twice a day. HS means at bedtime. TID means 3 times, thrice a day. So here in this option, option B HS is the correct answer. Option B. Next we will move on to question number 57. Skull consists of. Skull consists of. We will see here options first. Option A 10 bones, option B 22 bones, option C 14 bones, option D 12 bones. The skull consists of 22 bones in most adult specimens, which come together via cranial sutures. The function of the skull is both structurally supportive and protective. The skull will harden and fuse through development to protect its inner contents. For example, cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem and orbits. The 3 main parts we are having in the skull. The skull consists of three parts, different embryological origin: the neurocranium, the sutures, and the facial skeleton. The neurocranium forms the protective cranial cavity that surrounds and houses the brain and brain stem. Skull, also known as cranium, consists of 22 bones which can be subdivided into 8 cranial bones and 14 facial bones. Here option B is the correct answer. The skull 22 bones is divisible into two parts. First one is cranium, which lodges to protect the brain, consists of 8 bones. Those are occipital, 2 parietal, frontal, 2 temporals, sphenoidal, ethmoidal, and skeleton of the face of 14 means 2 nostrils, 2 maxillae, 2 lacrimals, and 2 zygomatics, and 2 plantains, and etc. So here option B is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 58. Enzyme which helps in digestion of fat. Which enzyme will help to the digestion of the fat? We will see first options. Option A, enterokinase. Option B, amylase. Option C, lipase. Option D, trypsin. The liver secretes bile which is carried by the hepatic ducts from the liver. The bile helps in the digestion of the fat. Fat is converted into the small droplets that are easier for lipase enzyme to work. So here lipase is the correct answer. Lipase made in the pancreas breaks down the fat. For example, lipase aids in fats digestion, while amylase helps break down carbohydrates, bromelain and papain. Bromelain and papain are both enzymes that help break down the proteins. Here enzymes which helps in the digestion of the fat means here option C, lipase is the correct answer. The 4 enzymes are involved in digestion of the fat includes gastric lipase, cholipase dependent pancreatic lipase related to the proteins, 2 carboxyl ester hydrolase or bile salt stimulated lipase, and pancreatic phospholipase A2. These all are enzymes involved in the digestion of the fat. So here option C, lipase is the correct answer. Enzyme which helps in digestion of fat is lipase. Next we will move on to question number 59. Liver and pancreas are the which glands? Liver and pancreas are which glands? We will see here options. Option A, digestive. Option B, blood clear. Option C, breathing. Option D, none of the above. Salivary glands like liver and pancreas secretes digestive juices. So liver and pancreas secretes digestive juices. So we are having answer here only. Option A is the correct answer. Salivary glands, the liver and pancreas secretes digestive glands that helps in the breakdown of complex food substances into the simpler ones. They are known as digestive glands. Liver, one of the digestive glands, plays the important role in the digestive system. It is also the largest gland of the human body. It is located in the abdominal cavity. The salivary glands, liver and gallbladder and pancreas aid the process of ingestion, digestion and absorption. These accessory organs of digestion plays key roles in the digestive process. Each of these organs either secretes or stores substances that pass through ducts into the alimentary canal. Here, gland of the pancreas. What are the gland of the pancreas means? Pancreas is mixed or heterocrine gland, both an endocrine and digestive exocrine function. 99% of pancreas is exocrine and 1% is endocrine. The other name for the pancreas gland is also called as mixed gland because it is both endocrine and exocrine in nature. Glands are organs that produce and releases substances in the body. Pancreas performs two main functions. Exocrine function produces substances that helps with digestion. Endocrine function sends out hormones that control the amount of sugar in the bloodstream. So here in these options, option A is the correct answer, digestive. Next we will move on to question number 60. A artery which supply blood to head and neck. Which artery will supply blood to the head and neck? We will see here options. Options A, mesenteric artery. Option B, carotid artery. Option C, intracostal artery. Option D, coronary artery. The function of the intrajugular vein is collect blood from the skull, brain, superficial parts of the face and majority of the neck. The head and neck region obtain the majority of its blood supply via the carotid artery and also called as vertebral arteries. Carotid arteries also called as vertebral arteries supply the blood to the head and neck. The carotid arteries are major blood vessels that provide the brain's blood supply. Two carotid arteries, one on either side of the neck. Carotid artery disease causes up to 1/3 of all strokes. The artery supply the face and neck is carotid artery. Here option B is the correct answer. And neck region obtain the majority of its blood supply via the carotid and also vertebral arteries. The carotid arteries are blood vessels supply blood to the brain, face and neck. Additionally, we have to know about aorta. The aorta carries the blood from the left side of your heart to the rest for your body and through the main branches of arteries. Capillaries have thin walls that allow oxygen, nutrients, carbon dioxide and waste products to pass through to and from the tissue cells. So here aorta carries the blood from the left side of the heart to rest of the body. Aorta will supply the blood. Here the head and neck region obtain the majority of blood supply via the carotid artery. So here option B is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 61. Pantograph. Pantograph was devised by. Pantograph first devised by. We will see here options. Option A, Dr. R.H. Philpotter. Option B, Dr. A.L. Mudaliar. Option C, Dr. William Shaw. Option D, Dr. Friedman. What is meant by pantograph? We have to know first. Pantograph is stated in the essential to note that the pantograph can only used by the health workers with adequate training in midwifery who are able to observe and conduct normal. The first graphic assessment of progressive of labor was designed by Friedman and further improved by the Philpott and Castile. The pantograph is tablet-based application developed to improve care of the women in the labor section. The start recording on the pantograph when the labor is in active first stage 4 centimeters or above. Cervical dilatation, descent of the fetal head and uterine contractions are used in assessing the progress of labor. Here in this question pantograph, actually pantograph is there, P-A-R-T-O-G-R-A-P-H instead of R. Here N was typed. Typing error is there. Please correct it friends. Pantograph. Pantograph will start. Begin plotting the active labor to cervical dilatation. Always plot initial findings at alert line. Repeat PV per vaginal examination after 4 hours and plot the cervical dilatation. In active phase, cervical dilatation should be 1 or more than 1 centimeters an hour. This is the pantograph chart we have to monitor in the labor room. Here pantograph was devised by Dr. Friedman. Then afterwards Philpott and Castile developed the pantograph. Means after the Friedman, Philpott and Castile developed the pantograph and also cervicography also. Here option D is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 6. Malignant hyperthermia is disease of. Malignant hyperthermia is a disease of. Here we are having hyperthermia means answer is hypothalamus, because hypothalamus will regulate temperature. That's why hyperthermia is the related to the hypothalamus. Don't think like this, because here malignant hyperthermia is a disease of, means here malignant hyperthermia means some of the malignant disorder to the related to the hyperthermia. Which of the condition? We will see first options. Option A hypothalamus, option B skeletal muscle, option C pituitary gland, option D pineal gland. Malignant hyperthermia is a pharmacogenetic disorder that presents as a hypermetabolic response to potent volatile anesthetic gases such as holothane, sevoflurane, desulfurane, and despolarization muscle relaxant. For example, malignant hyperthermia is a pharmacogenetic disorder of skeletal muscles. Malignant hyperthermia is a life-threatening but treatable reaction to certain anesthesia medications. What drug is malignant hyperthermia? The malignant hyperthermia drug is called as dantrolene, is used to treat the reaction by stopping the release of calcium into muscles. Other medications may be given to correct problems with a balance of the body's mechanical and metabolic imbalance and also treat complications. So malignant hyperthermia is an autosomal dominantly inherited disorder characterized by the skeletal muscle hypermetabolism following exposure to the hallucinated anesthetics, depolarizing muscle relaxants such as succinylcholine, or occasionally physiological stressors. Causes of hyperthermia in the malignant hyperthermia: dehydration, use of certain medication using cocaine, and excessive alcohol use. Of course, here hypothalamus helps manage the body temperature, hunger and thirst, mood, sex drive, and blood pressure and sleep. But here malignant hyperthermia related to the disease of skeletal muscles. Malignant hyperthermia is a genetic disease that causes a life-threatening reaction to certain anesthetic medications. So here option B is the correct answer. Next we'll move on to question number 63. What is the sustained and painful penile exertion? What is the sustained and painful penile exertion? We will see options. Option A proteomics, option B prevalence, option C presence, option D priapsium. The painful erection can be caused by many things, some of which are severe. Possible causes includes Peyronie's disease, a penile fracture, penile tumors, penile lichen sclerosis, and rare disorder called as sleep-related painful erection (SRPE). These all are the causes for the painful penile erection. Priapism. Here option D is the correct answer. Priapism is a long-lasting painful erection. It can cause permanent damage to the penis if not treated quickly. What is priapism? Priapism is a long-lasting erection that occurs without sexual arousal or stimulation. It's usually painful and it can last for more than 4 hours. Priapism is a prolonged erection of the penis that full or partial erection continues hours beyond or isn't caused by the sexual stimulation. It develops when blood remains in the penis and cannot drain. Priapism is a prolonged and often painful erection of the penis. The treatment options for the pain in the penis is injection soften, Peyronie's disease, plaques. Draining the blood from the penis with needle helps reduce the erection. Antibiotics treat UTI, urinary tract infection, and also some STI, sexually transmitted infection, including chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. Here option D. What is the sustained and painful penile erection means? Option D. Priapism is the correct answer here. Next we will move on to question number 64. Areas of ethical issues in the nursing research are. The areas of ethical issues in the nursing research from the following. We will see here options. Option A confidentiality, autonomy. Option B, informed consent. Option C, A and B. Option D, none of the above. Nurses are advocates for patients and must find a balance while delivering patient care. There are four main principles of ethics: autonomy, beneficency, justice, and non-maleficence. Each patient has the right to make their own decisions based on their own beliefs and values. Here we got a answer. Autonomy is there in this option A. So here the areas of ethical issues in the nursing research are confidentiality, autonomy. Here priority question only. Here informed consent also one of the ethical issue in the nursing, but here the most priority is autonomy, confidentiality and autonomy. So here option A is the correct answer. Some of the issues such as informed consent, the dignity and privacy of research subject, voluntary participation and protection from the harm, these all things comes under the ethical issues in the qualitative nursing research. The specific moral issues in the conducting research includes informed consent and beneficency, respect for confidentiality and autonomy, respect for privacy also. Here option D is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 65. When the person has a hallucinated smell, listen clearly friends, not hallucination. When the person is having hallucinated smell, often unpleasant in nature, it is termed as. So here the hallucinated smell feeling a person often unpleasant in nature means there is no smell from the outside in the nature. The hallucinated smell is termed as. We will see here options. First option A, parasomnia. Option B, phantasomnia. Option C, hyposmia. Option D, dysosmia. Hallucinated smell will happens when the smell receptor cells in the nose don't detect odor or transmit them to brain. Causes includes bacterial or viral infections, head trauma, neurological conditions, and in case of COVID-19 also nowadays olfactory hallucination and olfactory hallucination. Phantasomia makes to detect smells that aren't really there is no in the environment. So here option B, phantasomia is the correct answer. The in order notice in phantasomia are different from person to person and may be foul or pleasant. You may notice the smells in one or both nostrils. What are the most common smell hallucinations means? Here the confusion of smells occurs mainly chronic nasal or sinus discharge. Olfactory hallucinations or phantasomia, also called as phantasomia, are the perceptions of smells that have no object. They almost always consist of unpleasant smells. For example, fish or eggs, gasoline, excrement, and so on. Their origin is generally central. Here option B is the correct answer. We will see left options also. Option A, parasmia. Parasmia is a distorted sense of smell. Distorted sense of smell. It happens when smell receptor cell in the nose don't detect odors or transmit them the brain. This is the meaning for the parasmia. Next we will see option C, hyposmia. What is mean by hyposmia? Hyposmia means in name itself is there, hypo means decreased. So here decreased sense of smell or decreased ability to detect odor through the nose. Next option D, what is mean by dysomia? Dysomia refers to a change in the sense of smell. Dysomia is a disorder described any qualitative alteration or distortion of the perception of the smell. So here in this option hallucinated smell means phantasomia is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 66. According to Maslow's the priority needs is, we will see options. Option A, security. Option B, safety. Option C, physiological needs. Option D, love and belonging. According to the Maslow's, the priority needs means here we have to know what is Maslow's theory. According to the Maslow's theory, humans are compelled to satisfy physiological needs first to pursue higher levels instinct the satisfaction. To advance higher level needs in Maslow's hierarchy, physiological needs must be met first. So here option C is the correct answer. Maslow's theory states that our action are motivated by certain physiological and psychological needs that progress from the basic to complex. What is Maslow's theory? What is needs in this theory means it's a theory of psychology that explains that humans are highly motivated in order to fulfill their needs, which is based on hierarchical. Physiological needs is the first priority in the according to the Maslow's priority need. We'll see what is there in Maslow's theory. First one is physiological needs: air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing, reproduction. Second one is safety needs, includes personal security, employment, resources, health, property. Third stage, love and belongings, friendship, intimacy, family, sense of connection. Fourth stage was esteem, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, freedom. Fifth stage was self actualization, desire to become the most that one can be. So here according to Maslow's theory, the priority needs here physiological needs. So here in these options, option C is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 67. What is mean by aural temperature? What is mean by aural temperature? We will see first options. Option A, the temperature is measured from the ear. Option B, the temperature taken from axilla. Option C, temperature taken from the nose. Option D, temperature taken by the mouth. Aural temperature is commonly referred to as tympanic temperature, but this is a misnomer because the thermometer does not usually come into contact with the tympanic membrane. Device that touch the tympanic membrane can cause extreme pain and damage the membrane. We are having tympanic membrane, tympanic bone in the ear. So here aural means AURL. Aural temperature means the temperature is measured from the ear. How do you check the aural temperature means turn on the digital thermometer, gently place into the ear canal no further than indicated by the instructions that came with a device. Hold the thermometer tightly in place until the hear the thermometer beep indicates it's done. Remove the thermometer and read the number and monitor and record. According to the United Kingdom's National Health Service (NHS), healthcare professional take person's temperature via the ears in the hospital settings. It can give accurate reflection of the person's core temperature. How to take a ear temperature already we discussed. The tympanic membrane is also known as eardrum. This is a way of measuring the body temperature inside of the ear called as aural temperature. Here the option A, the temperature is measured from the ear is the correct answer. Next we will move on to question number 68. The principle applied in the traction is. What is the principles we will applied in the traction? We will see options first. Option A, Newton's third law of force. Option B, Johnson law. Option C, Newton's second of force. Option D, none of the above. Here what is meant by traction? Traction is the support, interest, etc. that is needed for something to succeed or make progress. It failed to gain traction in the Senate. We didn't go traction on this idea until board took interest. Here traction means support, interest and something succeed or progress. Action of drawing or pulling something over the surface, especially a road or track, is called as traction. Principles of traction. There are many definitions of traction, but put simply, traction is the application of pulling force for medical purposes to treat muscle or skeletal disorders. For example, reduce a fracture, stabilize and maintain bone ligament, and relieve pain or prevent spinal injury. We are having four types of tractions. Those are skeletal traction, skin traction, and cervical traction. The Newton's third law states that when two bodies interact, they apply forces to one another that are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. This third law is also known as law of actions and reactions. Here the works on Newton's third law of motion principle state is every action in nature there is a equal opposite reaction. This is the principle applied in the traction. Every action in nature there is a equal and opposite reaction is the principle applied in the traction. So here in these options, option A is the correct answer, Newton's third law of force. Next we will move on to question number 69. A client has a history of myxedema. When performing a physical assessment, the nurse would accept the client's skin to be. Here, the client has a history of myxedema. When performing a physical assessment, the nurse should have to assess and accept from the options. We will see here options first. Option A, dry and bulky. Option B, flushed and eye. Option C, smooth and silky. Option D, warm and moist. What is meant by myxedema? Myxedema is another term for the severely advanced hypothyroidism. It is a condition that occurs when the body doesn't produce enough thyroid hormone. The thyroid is a small gland that sits right at the front of the neck, is called as thyroid glands. Here myxedema means another term for the severely advanced hypothyroidism. The three key features of myxedema, are physical examination may reveal hypothermia, hypoventilation, hypotension, bradycardia. The hallmark presentation includes decreased mental status, hypothermia, hypoventilation, bradycardia, hypotension, hypoglycemia. Physical findings including the classic myxoedematous phase, which is characterized by generalized puffiness and microglossia, ptosis and cowries. So here in these options, the client has a history of myxedema. When performing a physical assessment, the nurse would accept here skin to be dry and sulky. Option A we have to accept here. We will see next we will move on to question number 70. This is the last question in the today's class, part 3, related to the model paper set 5. What is mean by Epoophoron? What is mean by Epoophoron? We will see options first. Option A, unfused portion of Mullerian duct. Option B, vestigial structure. Option C, remnants of Wolffian duct. Option D, urogenital sinus. Epoophoron or Epoophoron, also called as organ of resimular or parovarium, is a remnant of mesonephric duct that can be found next to the ovary and fallopian tubes. The function of Epoophoron is the vestige of the epidermis, entirely non-functional in the female, that would have become a structure in the male that is responsible for the temporary storage of sperm while theory undergo the Final maturation is function of the Epoophoron. Epoophoron is a homologue to the epidermis in the male. A group of tubules are remnant of valve body, often near the ovary or systematic edit. Uterus and right broad ligament seen from the behind. The Epoophoron is visible in the upper right, alternative from edit Epoophoron. The Epoophoron is a remnant of the fallopian duct that can be found in the next two remains of fallopian ducts. Here, what is meant by Epoophoron means here remains of fallopian is the correct answer. This is the last question in this part 3 about the model paper of staff nurses 2023. This is fifth set of model paper. Almost we finished 2000 plus very important and MCQs. Till now we finished 70 questions and answers with explanation related to the fifth set of model paper. Till now we finished 70 questions. Further question we will discuss further from the 71 to 100. 30 question we will discuss in next class. This is part 3 related to the model paper for staff nurse. This set 5 and part 3. So much for watching my video. Anybody here new to this channel, please subscribe my channel, click on the bell icon for further notification, and please share your opinion in comment section. Not this channel means somebody will not know about this channel. Please share the video to your friends. They will see and they will subscribe. Very important questions only. All things here. Anybody here new to this channel, please subscribe my channel, click on the bell icon for further notification. Thank you so much. Keep watching. Stay tuned, friends. Bye.